NHL game review of the night, Canucks versus Maple Leafs. Welcome to Saturday night hockey on the CBC, no doubt. All right, a couple things before we get to the board here. Starting with Vancouver. Pettersson was not playing this game. He had a lower body injury, a leg injury, which, as Vancouver fans know, he suffered in the last game against Montreal. He got caught up with Kotkaniemi. They both fell together awkwardly. Pettersson had his leg sort of behind him as he fell. But apparently the good news is it looked a lot worse than it was, because he had an MRI in Toronto today, and we don't know the results of it yet, but he was walking around fine. And the way the coach is talking, I don't think he'll be out long. So that's kind of surprising because of the way the fall looked. But maybe he'll be out maybe they might keep him out for a week or something, but we'll see. Any other news for Vancouver? Yes, Thatcher Demenko, who was recalled from the Utica Comets, was sitting on the bench. I've kind of hoped he would start tonight, but Markstrom did, and who has decent numbers this year. And that's it for Vancouver. For the Maple Leafs, of course, Glenn Anderson, Frederik Anderson is still hurt. He still has a groin injury, which looks like he's close though to coming back. The next game is on Monday. Maybe he'll be back for that, or maybe they'll just keep him out until I think the game after that, which is Thursday. So as a precaution, and they want to give him a little bit of rest. Anyways, the bad news for Toronto is their backup, Garrett Sparks, who did not play tonight, is still out with a concussion that he suffered in a practice a few days ago when he got hit with a puck from a shot by William Nylander. Thanks, William. And and who knows how long he's going to be out for. Concussions indefinitely. And that's a real shame, especially seeing as how Anderson is down, because this could have been Sparks' opportunity to really get some decent playing time in the net. And so of course the Leafs went out and grabbed Hutchinson in a trade from Florida about a week or so ago. He played a game for the Marlies, won that in overtime. The Marlies being Toronto's AHL affiliate team, and then played for the Leafs. I think a day and a half later, and he only knew like 4 hours before the game, something like that. The coach hadn't even met the guy, and so he was thrown in there against the Minnesota Wild, a game in which the Leafs lost, I believe, 4-3 in regulation. And for the most part, he had a really decent game. He let in one goal, which was a little iffy, that kind of squeaked right through him. But otherwise, he was good. He was good. Good rebound control, that kind of thing. Lateral movement, blah 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 blah. So he played this game. So this is his second start in a row, and he was looking for his win. I believe his record going into this game, was 1-2-2, and that includes his time in the beginning of the season with Florida. So I think that's it, and that's all. Trevor Moore was also playing in this game for Toronto, playing on the fourth line because Tyler Ennis is still injured. And he's from the AHL, and he's been doing really well. I don't have his numbers locked in my head, but he's been putting up some pretty decent points up for the Toronto's AHL team. He's a real kind of rocket. He's kind of a cross between Zach Hyman, who's a crasher, basher, forechecker, and defensively responsible, and like a Johnson, he'll chip in goals in front of the net. He's got decent hands. He'll stir it up. That kind of thing. In any case, let's get to the board. First period, Toronto scores 1-0. Tavares gets his 27th of the season, assisted by Riley and Brown. Riley gets another point, and he's not in the All-Star game. Yes, just a reminder. This was a deflection in front of the net. Riley shot it. Tavares saw it coming all the way. He was sort of tangled up with the Vancouver player in front of the net. He deflected it with a stick perfectly. You can't blame Markstrom on that one. Still in the first, Toronto scores again to make it 2-0. Remember that Trevor Moore kid I was just talking about? Yeah, well, that's his first goal in the NHL, assisted by Oziganov, Toronto's D. And this was kind of it was funny because I had a Freudian Glenn Anderson slip earlier in the video. This was kind of a Glenn Anderson move that he did. He was past the puck in the defensive zone by Oziganov, raced up the boards, the right side of the rink, and kind of gave the guy a little head deke, and he bit. I think it was Pilot. Anyways, he kind of head deked the D, and he went around him on the board side. Usually, Cherry ripped Pouliot in the intermission, saying, you should have that player even in the AHL, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In any case, he did a Glenn Anderson, went around him, head deked him, went around him, went in, back and forth, boom, and put it right between Markstrom's legs. That was kind of a soft one, even though he was kind of alone with them between the legs. Markstrom probably wants that back. I won't call it soft per se, but he probably wants it back. So shots in that period were 12-11 Toronto. But Vancouver still looked lively, in the game at that point. So it wasn't like they just came out and just, and pooped the bed or anything. They looked like they had a pulse, is what I'm trying to say. Second period, no goals. Shots were 13-8 for Toronto. Third period, it breaks open. I think this is when maybe some of the fatigue sets in for Vancouver. Matthews makes it 3-0. Gets a goal. He went, I think, 5 games without scoring a goal, which is his longest streak of the season. He gets his 20th of the season. I think the guy's only played I want to say 25 games or something. He's still over a point per game. And that's not his last point of this game either. That was assisted by Janssen, one of those players that I said Trevor Moore was a cross between. He's Calder eligible this year as well. He's really picked up his game in the from the 15 game mark and on. He's started to put up points at least every other night now. Then Toronto makes it 4-0. A goal from, they kind of flip-flop positions here. Janssen, there he is, gets his 9th of the season, 2nd point of the night, assisted by Matthews, who gets his 2nd point of the night as well. Matthews' goal, I'm going to digress here for a second. Sorry, I apologize about that. Matthews' goal was sort of a wraparound, and that was a weak one. That was definitely a soft one. He should have had that. Matthews was quick about it, but still, Markstrom should have had that one. And then, bumping back forward to this Janssen goal here. How was this scored? Trying to remember. Was it a deflection in front of the net? Maybe I'll remember before the end of the board here. In any case, Toronto goes ahead 5-0, and this isn't, obviously it's not an empty net goal. I don't know why that popped into my head. Yeah, it's 4-0. Why wouldn't they pull the goalie? So Oziganov, who has I want to say this is his 4th point of the season. It's also his 4th or 5th point of the season. This is his 2nd point of the night. That's why because he got an assist earlier on Moore's goal. It's his 2nd goal of the season. Matthews assists, as does Dermott. Matthews gets his 3rd point of the evening. The shots on this one were on this period were 10-9. I believe the Oziganov goal was a total fluke. It was just he was passing it. He was trying to pass it to someone in front of the net, and it banked off a Canucks defenseman and went in off a skate and past Markstrom. So that wasn't Markstrom's fault at all. That was just dumb luck, really, that 5th goal. And I still can't remember how this goal was scored. Whatever, let's move on. So the shots for the game were 34-28 for Toronto. The 3 stars of the game, starting with number 3, was Austin Matthews with a goal and 2 assists. He was a +3 and only had 15:45 of ice time. I guess Babcock really The Leafs coach really started to play their third and fourth lines a bit more. When they're up 3-4-0, why not? Why are you gonna? Especially when he's already got 3 points with only not even 60 minutes of ice time. So yeah. In any case, the second star of the night, Trevor Moore had 1 goal, his first in the AHL. He's from Thousand Oaks, California, by the way. Yeah, he's a big fan of the Step Brothers. No, I'm mixing that up with Thatcher Domingo, who had the Step Brothers, Will Ferrell and Charles C. Riley painted on the back of his helmet, and they showed it during the intermission, which is why I have that in my head. In any case, he's from Thousand Oaks, California. First goal in the NHL. He had 9:21 of ice time playing on the fourth line there. He's real firecracker. I hope he sticks around for a while. And of course, first star is Michael Hutchinson, who got the shootout, stopping all 28 shots of the night, and he's now 2-2 on the season. The goalies, so Hutchinson got the shutout. Markstrom stopped 29 of 34 shots. Hey, Moose! It's my cat digging at the carpet. Sorry, don't do that. You want to say hi? Yeah, no. Well, there you go. There he is. Say hi. Bye. Okay. Here's your little cat interlude. All right. Where were we? Power play. All right. So Leafs power play. They didn't have one at all. Yeah. Apparently they're not good at drawing penalties anymore. I was just thinking about that artist with the afro who does all the painting, and I can't think of his name right now, and I know him. I watched him as a kid. Whatever. Vancouver went 0 for 3 on the power play, and they had a few good looks, but it became predictable. I believe it was Stetcher they kept on trying to get the puck to, and it just didn't work out. Hits were Vancouver led that for 26-21. Face-offs, the Leafs took that over 34-22. They were like over 60% in the face-off circle against Vancouver. And I know Horvat's been taking a lot of face-offs, and he's pretty good at it. He's one of the leaders in the league, apparently. But now you think with Jay Beagle, who's back in the lineup on the fourth line, albeit, or on the third sometimes if he platoons there. But he's really good at face-offs as well, and the Leafs still won 60% of the... Isn't that crazy? In any case, last 10, including this game, the Leafs are now 6-3-1, this being their first win of the stretch. The Canucks, this being their sixth game of the road trip here, they're now 5-5-0 with 2 losses. This being their second loss in a row. The record, let me just let the cat out. He's scratching at the door. Okay, go ahead. Go, Moose. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Might as well take a quick sip of water. All right, so Vancouver's 5-5-0 with their second loss in a row. Toronto's record, they're 27-12-2 with 56 points. I forgot to put the points down there. Sorry about that. And they're now, I think they're tied for second in the league with 56 points. I think it's Calgary, I want to say, who's got that many points, but I think Toronto has 2 games in hand on Calgary, and then of course Tampa Bay is 10 points clear, and I believe they both, but Toronto has 1 game on hand on Tampa Bay, so yeah, that's gonna matter too much. In any case, Vancouver is now 20-21-4. Toronto's next game is against the Predators on Monday, January 7th. Vancouver's next game is against the Arizona Coyotes on Thursday, January 10th. Big break there. So who knows? Maybe Pettersson will be back by then. Let's hope so. Now the games tomorrow on Sunday, January 6th. There's 7 of them. The Carolina Hurricanes versus the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa, I believe, lost again today. So that's 7 or so losses in a row. And I think Carolina has won 3 in a row now. So... but again, you never know with these teams with winning streaks and then big losing streaks facing off against each other. maybe sometimes something may happen here. Maybe they'll get mad. Maybe Ottawa will get mad. Vegas versus New Jersey Devils. Vegas is doing really well at the moment. Devils or not. Sorry, Devil fans. New York Rangers versus the Arizona Coyotes. The Dallas Stars versus the Winnipeg Jets. So far, this is looking like the game of the day over here. Dallas really needs the points because they need to stay in that wild card position for the playoffs. And Winnipeg has been slipping a little bit lately. They lost that game to Pittsburgh, I want to say yesterday. So, of course, they did a review on it. Of course it was yesterday. So, both these teams are going to be playing, probably Dallas more so, but, a little bit of a desperate hockey. Maybe Winnipeg's more angry hockey. Winnipeg just lost Nikolai Ehlers, by the way, for apparently up to 4 weeks, like a month. And the injury didn't look that bad. He just went it was an abrupt shoulder check in which he crashed into Sidney Crosby of all people with, and it just looked like it sort of like shocked his whole body, and he stayed on the bench, tried to come back on the ice, didn't feel good, and then left to go to the locker room, and that was early in the first period. So, but they say he's out 4 weeks now. Maybe I'll have more information on that later. But in any case, next up, the Washington Capitals versus the Detroit Red Wings. I believe Detroit won their last game against Nashville, and I should know this. I think the Capitals win or lose. I don't remember. In any case, this could be an interesting game too. The Oilers versus the Anaheim Ducks. Now, while I'm shooting this video, I'm sort of watching. I got a screen over there. Los Angeles Edmonton game on Saturday, and it's the end of the first period, and LA is ahead 3-0. Somebody better tell Edmonton they should be playing desperate right now because they've lost 6-7 games in a row, and their golden opportunity here to run away with 2 points against LA, a team who's near the bottom of the standings, and they're really. Yeah, they're crashing and burning. Look at the scores. It's still 3-0. And what are the shots? 9-3 Kings. And the second period just started. Has the Hitchcock magic worn off already? I hope not, for Edmonton's sake. Otherwise, some bodies are going to be shipped out of there, and Chiarelli's job is not safe. And the Ducks also, of course, need this game because they need to get back. Or stay in that wild card picture, because of the other hungry teams like Minnesota Wild as well. Last game here, the Chicago Blackhawks versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is a game Pittsburgh obviously should win the way they're playing. I think they're on an 8-game winning streak, something crazy like that. After beating the Winnipeg Jets yesterday, they looked impressive. They're playing playoff hockey right now. I just don't have any high hopes for Chicago at all, really. I know maybe Chicago will throw Delia in that again. I know he played really well the other day. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I believe he's an AHL call-up, if I'm not mistaken. In any case, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this turned into such a long video. Hit like if you like this video. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you know any hockey geek or have any hockey geek friends, please don't feel shy about sharing. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.